Hi, I'm Sandra Nicolaius, and welcome to my summer residence here in Poultney, Vermont. And I'm so glad you could join me this evening for our live stream. We'll be spending most of the time going over the changes and adjustments to our fall season. We will be playing some music. I'll be taking your questions. But I thought first I'd give you a little bit of a glimpse into what I've been doing this summer. As I mentioned, I'm here at my summer residence. We are in Poultney, Vermont, which is a beautiful little town, about 3,000 residents, southwestern Vermont on the border with New York. And I am at my house, which has actually been a family home. My grandfather built it in 1927. And when he built it, it was actually part of a larger dairy farm. And you can see the old barn still remaining over there. Even though it hasn't been a dairy farm for a number of years, the land is still used for different agricultural crops. Years ago it was corn. Now they're growing a little bit of hemp back there. But what I love doing in the evening is being able to come out and just relax in the beautiful fresh air and see the Vermont scenery. Very different from Charleston, South Carolina. Well, now we are inside my house, and the first thing to try out, I feel like I'm speaking to our house audience, although you're about 1,000 miles away. I'm curious to know if you can hear me. So if any of you can hear me, if you don't mind writing into the chat on the side to say, sounds good, that will help. As we were doing a little bit of a test, we weren't sure exactly if the sound was going out. So I am up here at my home in Vermont, and we are inside right now, and I'm here to give you an update about Chamber Music Charleston, also tell you about the changes coming up, and play a little bit of music. I have my bassoon here with me. Just to sort of go back in time, February 2020, we opened ticket sales for the 2020-21 season, and we were very excited for all the guest artists, the fantastic music. Then March came, and the world shut down as the pandemic hit the U.S. and operations were closed for so many businesses, especially the arts. So even though we had to cancel all of our April and May performances, a remarkable thing happened. We saw the resilience of our musicians, and we saw such an outpouring of support from our board members, our donors, our concert goers. In May, we had our largest fundraising drive ever, and that was Giving Tuesday Now. And after that, we received some very substantial grants from the Donnelly Foundation, the Kite Foundation, the South Carolina Arts Commission, among others. So we also, at this time, saw other arts organizations, orchestras, chamber music organizations, doing some really innovative things online. So we started our own virtual recital series and our summer concert series. So that's what we've been doing. Most recently, in the beginning of August, we called all of our ticket holders to see how they were doing, but also get their feel for their comfort level for going out and attending a performance. And after researching what's going on and all of the ways to possibly have a concert and deciding, is it safe, is it not safe, and most importantly, listening to our ticket holders, we decided to move all of our performances from September through December to an online virtual platform. And that sort of brings us to why I am here today, speaking to you from 1,000 miles away. This is to test what a live stream is like. This is happening right now, and I can tell you, just like concerts in Charleston, an hour before everything is calm, the last 15 minutes was crazy as my son and I found all these little different problems, but finally it's working. I'm speaking with you, and I'd like to play some music. And to do that, I have a very special guest artist I would like to welcome to the stage, and that is a fine musician that I've been spending the last 2 months with, Mr. Peter O'Malley. Oh, there we go, not good to fall. So, Peter has been studying cello all summer through a virtual cello academy. He attended a master class with Yo-Yo Ma, with
Paul Katz.
Paul Katz,
and,
who else?
Some amazing cellists, and it was a fantastic the opportunity. And
So he's been playing a lot of cello up in the attic where he has his own special room, and I've been practicing bassoon down here. But for this live stream, we're coming together to play a piece by Maurice Ravel that was written in about 1907. He wrote this as a commission from one of the vocal teachers at the Paris Conservatory, and it is a vocalise en forme de Habanera. So it's in a Habanera, a good Spanish dance form, and this was written just for the students to sing. But it was such a popular piece, it was transcribed for orchestra, for solo instrument. One very famous version is for violin and piano, and there's amazing recordings of Jascha Heifetz playing it. I think we are doing a world premiere performance of the Habanera by Ravel for bassoon and cello. So I hope you enjoyed just a little morsel of music. Okay, if you don't mind just playing your first note. A D. Okay, here we go. So imagine thunderous applause as we stand up and we bow. we hope you like that little habanera. And now, I'm sort of wondering, sort of surprised Peter with this, but I asked if he wouldn't mind playing something by himself, because I knew by now I would need to catch my breath and get a better feel for what's going on with the computer and if there are people there. So, Peter, what will you be playing for us?
I will be playing the Prelude to Bach's second suite, the cello suite for solo cello, the D minor suite. This is the Prelude.
Michigan. Thank you so much, Peter. We're going to let Peter put his cello down, and now he has a dual role. He's going to be the moderator. And what a moderator does, I just learned, is he helps with a live stream, because now we got the music done. Now we're getting to the nitty-gritty about what is going to be different about the fall for Chamber Music Charleston. So, as I mentioned, all of our concerts from September to December will be going to an online format, meaning they will all be available to view just like this evening on YouTube. And what we'll be doing is sending all of the ticket holders a unique link, so that it won't be available just live to everyone. It will only be through a specific link. But it will be on YouTube. So those of you watching it through a smart TV, you'll have all the glory of the surround sound and the big screen. You just have to be able to put in that URL link. Now, between September and December, we have 6 different programs. 2 house concert programs that generally, in normal times, we play in downtown Charleston, Kiowa, Bishop Gatson. 2 salon series that take place at South Carolina Society Hall, and 2 ovation concerts. We are still playing the same programs around the same dates, but we will just have one initial stream at a specific date and time. And then it will remain online for 2 weeks, so any ticket holder can view it within those 2 weeks at their convenience. So now, we're going to do something fancy. Peter's going to go to the concert number 1 slide. So the first concert is a house concert program of music for clarinet, bassoon, and piano. And initially that was going to be performed in 5 different locations. Now it will only stream live, just like this, a live stream on a Monday evening, the date is there, and then it will be available to see for 2 weeks. The next concert is our opening Salon Series performance. We're very excited about Beethoven, His Women, and His Music, with the great actor Clarence Felder reprising his role of Beethoven. This one is the only program that will be pre-recorded and then streamed initially on that specific date. Mainly for safety purposes, we did not feel it was safe yet to have an actor in the same room as the musicians. So we're going to be doing a bit of video and movie magic to make it look like we're all together. But we've done that before with our Mozart Oboe Quartet program video that we have on YouTube. So that, again, you'll be able to stream. The next program is our opening Ovation concert. And that Ovation concert is a different program than initially planned. Initially, we were opening with a big extravaganza with Rachel Barton-Pine, Yuri Vineker doing Brandenburg 5. That's being pushed off to next year. Instead, we have the great violinist Amy Schwartz-Moretti joining us for string quartets. This will be live streamed from Satilli Theater. We have a fantastic professional video production company that will be managing that live stream. The next Ovation concert will also be live streamed in November from the original concert date. And then following that, we will have our second house concert, string quartets of Haydn and Debussy, just as initially programmed, but that will have an initial live stream from Society Hall. And then finally, December 6th, I believe it is, we will have our final Salon Series, A Classical Christmas. We had to reprogram it because the big thing we were doing was a Messiah sing-along. And unfortunately, during this time, it's not so good to do a whole sing-along of Messiah. So those are the 6 concerts that we will be presenting to you through this platform. Now, everyone that has already purchased a ticket, we're in the process of getting in touch with you to see if you would like to donate the value of those tickets or just have the live stream or have a refund. So if you already purchased a ticket and if you've not heard from me, please do email me. I will put my email address later underneath this video in the detailed section. Everyone else, we actually have some very good news. You all can join us for all of these performances for a virtual ticket that will only be $20. And for the $20, you can stream it as many times as you would like after the initial date within that 2-week window. So I'm very excited because I have friends and family all over the world, and it will be great for them to hear our concert without having to fly here. And for all of our friends here in Charleston, I don't have to worry about you leaving your house and the comfort and safety of your home. So I'd like to give a little bit of a preview of the first opening house concert, which will be myself, Charlie, and Chi-Hang. The foundation piece is a wonderful Beethoven Piano Trio, and I have to admit, with this live stream, my husband, the cellist for Chamber Music Charleston, Tim O'Malley, is stuck in Charleston while I'm up here in Vermont. And Tim was very sad not to be a part of this initial live stream. So we found a way to bring him in on this. So he has a little something he would like to share with you. And here is Timothy O'Malley, the cellist with Chamber Music Charleston.
I'm really excited to hear Sandra and Charlie and Irina perform the Beethoven Trio Opus 11. This trio is a piece that I've played a number of times as it was originally written for cello, clarinet, piano, of course in order of importance there. And I've had a lot of fun playing it, especially the variation movement is really wonderful and has some great cello lines. As you can imagine, in our family, there's a lot of instances where I might be looking for a piece of music and looking for the cello part to it, and I find out that it's in Sandra's stack of music that she's practicing on bassoon. And this is one of those examples. But actually the sound of the clarinet and bassoon, the blend of the instruments, is just absolutely amazing. And I can completely understand why Sandra would want to tackle this piece.
So yes, I did take this specific trio away from Tim, but he was generous enough to record the opening phrase of the slow movement so you could hear how it sounds on cello. And this is Tim playing that. So now, to be able to give you the feel of the difference between the cello and the bassoon playing this, we're going to do a little bit of a virtual duet. Tim's still down in Charleston and myself in Vermont. And what you will hear is first the cello playing the melody with the bassoon accompanying, and then the bassoon will play the melody with the cello accompanying. Now when we play this in September with Charlie on clarinet and Chi-Hang on piano, you'll be able to hear how the clarinet and the bassoon take turns with the melody and with the accompaniment. So that is a little snippet preview of what the glorious music that you could hear when we play our opening house concert, which will be recorded live from South Carolina Society Hall in September. And for only $20, you can purchase a virtual ticket. And your question might be, well, how do I do this? If you go to our website, ChamberMusicCharleston.org, we have reconfigured the website and it now mentions all of the live streaming, and you can easily purchase tickets there. I think what we'll do now is I did a whole lot of talking and I really was hoping to be able to chat with you guys. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to type it into the chat box with the YouTube. It could be about absolutely anything. And my son Peter will sort of select the questions to ask me. So this is where it's interesting to figure out how we can interact, because when we do house concerts, after the performances, I want to have time where our musicians can speak with you. And I will moderate, I will ask them questions, but if you have questions from home, you'll be able to chat and type in any questions that you might have. And we're also considering virtual Zoom sort of receptions or little Zoom activities where we can come together and actually see each other and speak. but I'm trying to think of something else that might. I guess one question I did have from a lot of people was, what's the difference between a live stream and just watching a video on YouTube? Because all summer, all of the videos that we put up on YouTube, none of them were recorded and presented to you live. They were all pre-recorded. For this season, most all of the concerts, except the Beethoven, His Woman, and His Music, will be recorded live. So anything can happen in those live performances. And you really get to see what happens with the interaction of the musicians. We are taking a lot of precautions to keep the musicians safe when they're performing and when they're rehearsing. So they will be wearing the masks. They will be far apart. When we have winds playing, it'll be 10 to 12 feet apart because we're still learning about the aerosols and what happens with wind players. And of course the pianist will be wearing a mask. So it's interesting seeing how we can adapt this situation. But I'm so glad you were able to join me this evening. And if there are no specific questions, I think we will wrap up here, and I'll let you know that we will be sending out announcements about all of the upcoming virtual concerts, and it will be here on our YouTube channel. And it was so nice to be able to connect with you, and I hope you have a nice rest of the evening, and we will be sharing music with you starting in the middle of September. So thank you all, and have a good night.